I am leaving VShojo. I'm leaving VShojo. Sorry if this was a surprise. However, there's literally no way for this to not be a surprise. So, I mean, what can you do? This is a choice I made. This is a choice I had been considering for quite some time. This is a choice I had been thinking about a lot. This was not a quick decision or anything like that. This is something that was a lot of thought. And I want to say I announced this Wednesday, 2 days before the actual leaving date. I want to make sure you know this wasn't announced because it was just decided then or anything like that. This is something that was decided a while back, and then this is just our announcement date and our departure date. There were a few people that saw the announcement and were like, oh my god, this is such short notice. You decided and then you're leaving in 2 days. But no, it was a longer process than that. Okay, this is a very sad and upsetting thing for me. At the same time, it's bittersweet because there are a lot of good things that are coming out of this, which is why I made this decision. And I'll talk about, you know, the future and what I can do and etc. so that you understand that. But the way I'm speaking about this is going to be really matter of fact. There's a lot of stuff that I cannot say. Again, I am under or have been under contract, and I am always going to be under NDA, you know, things like that. And there are a lot of legal reasons why I won't be able to go into certain things. So if I can't say something or I can't comment on it, it's okay if you ask, if you go in my chat and you're like, what about this? And I can't say it. I won't just gloss over it. I'll just go, hey, I can't answer that, you know, so you know, because I want to be very, as much as I can be, very open and honest on that. I've gotten to process a lot of this, so I feel very comfortable talking about it and all that. Sorry for not crying in this video or whatever, but again, this is something that has been a long time coming. As far as my members go, there's no world in which I don't want to be in a group with them. From a social perspective, from a personal perspective, I love them so much. But VShojo isn't just a group of some creators and that's it. It's a company. It's a company with staff and all of this. And at the end of the day, if what I want and how I want to do things doesn't align with the company side of things, then my choice is, do I want to work with the company or not, right? It's a business thing. So I want to make that really, really, really clear. The members have nothing to do with this decision other than making leaving really difficult for me, because I have so much love for them and I do love being in a group with them and I want that. However, they're my friends, right? They're my friends, and if I want to do things with them, I can DM them and ask them to do things with me. They can, if they want to be my friend, they can DM me and say, hey, do you want to do this? That is something that has always been the case, something that will always be the case. So just to clarify, because a lot of people did ask, like, oh my god, can you still be with the members, right? Can you still do things with them? Can you still collab? Will you still be? Yeah, I just have to DM them. I don't think it will feel any different from your guys' perspective, but I just want to make that clear because a few people asked. As they said in their tweet, you know, VShojo mentioned I did work a lot internally and externally to promote, improve, move forward the brand, the company. I absolutely did. And a lot of the stuff that I did is not stuff that you guys would ever see. You would never see the hours put in. The results of these things you wouldn't even see. You know, this is stuff that just was, a lot of it was purely back end. There were some things that didn't get over the finish line that I want to be able to do now, etc. I don't know how to say this other than like, hey man, I put a lot of time in. Sorry it wasn't stuff that you could see, but I really, really, really did. And the good thing that comes out of this with me being independent is a lot of that time that I spent working on something internal is now just my own time that I reclaim, right? It's just my own time that I can use for example, YouTube videos that I want to do. There were a lot of stream ideas that I had that some of them I kind of did initially and then didn't do for a while. I want to be able to do those. On top of this, you know, so much of what I was doing, like on this channel, for example, I was so focused on the group, pushing forward like good PR. You know, I joined during a year when the group had just lost a bunch of talents, and then one joined, and then it was me. There was still a lot of uncertainty. There were a lot of people just kind of like sitting there like, what's going to happen, you know? And so my goal was to do positive, good PR realistically, right? And just talk about my experience and talk about a lot of things. And I ended up doing so much of that on my own channel that I felt like, looking back, I went, you know, I really didn't go over a lot of the topical stuff that I wanted to initially before I started, you know, doing a lot of these videos. I don't know. I feel like we still hit some of it and a lot of people really loved a lot of that stuff, but I want to make sure that that is the lion's share of what's being done. So in the future, a lot of the topics that I had, a lot of the ideas for video formats that I had, all of these things, those are all moving forward, which is going to be really nice. I'm excited for that. For the future, I come from a background that's like very ultra corporate, working in big companies. So I'm excited to be 100% the owner of all operations, business stuff, setting up communications, how we're going to do things, etc. I like working with a small team on this. I like very collaborative work, you know, and being able to have their input on it as well. And that's what I'll be able to do as an indie. I feel like that suits me really well. I don't dislike doing things in bigger structures necessarily. I don't hate that. It just, for right now, I think this is what I need. On top of that, here are things that I can talk about for sure. Merch control and all that, being able to be involved in decision making and doing everything with deciding, you know, I want this, I want that, I want this number of these things. I kind of already did. I was always able to work with who I wanted. I was always able to be very involved, and that's not going to change. Merch will be available. The link to the store will be a different link, and that's probably the only difference you'll feel. Other benefits of doing things myself being indie is like just full control over legal and financial as well, right? Just I have my own lawyer hired in for everything financial. I am overseeing 100%. All the information on how everything's going and what status everything's at, aggregated in front of me all the time, is good because I'm a streamer, right? I'm a content creator. I need to be the point person on a lot of this for me to function the way I want. Same thing with sponsorships, kind of similar to the merch where, you know, most of the sponsorship stuff I did myself anyway. Again, you know, a vast majority of sponsorships are things where I have a direct relationship with some company already, and that's how I facilitate a lot of this stuff, or, you know, they email me and I just talk to them. As far as events go, I have a lot planned with that too. You'll still see me having a big presence at a lot of conventions, as I always did. We're gonna do walkarounds, we're gonna do things at booths, we're gonna have meet and greets and all of that. A lot of the ones that I did, you know, with third party anyway, so that's not really gonna change. The only difference is if you go to AX and you see a VShojo booth or something and you see a bunch of faces plastered on the side, my face is not gonna be one of the faces plastered on the side. That's really it. Like, you won't see that, but if you turn around and look across the hall, my face will probably be over there. Okay, so last thing, there were a couple of FAQs when I announced on during my stream and on Twitter that I was leaving. There were people asking the same questions over and over, so I wanted to state the answers here just to keep that really clear. I did have my editor grab stuff from my stream and put that on my clips channel, so there is that as well. You may have already seen that, but I just wanted to put it here. Number one, are you graduating? No, this is not a graduation. If anyone's like, what does that mean? Because you don't watch VTubers a lot. That's when a VTuber retires their character. No, this is not that. I'll be streaming as usual. My schedule has not changed at all. I'm still gonna be Geega. I've owned all of my channels the whole time. Literally everything I've always owned. Out before, during, and after VShojo, you know, none of that's changing. Are you gonna keep streaming? It's kind of in the same vein. Absolutely, yes. Again, my schedule's not changing. That's it. A lot of folks were asking, oh my God, are you gonna be able to collaborate with the VShojo members? And will you? Yeah, absolutely. The members are my friends first and foremost. So again, if we want to collab, they want to collab with me, that's going to happen. That was the way it was before I joined. They invited me to the Minecraft server because I was a friend of theirs. I wasn't even slated to join the group or in talks about joining the group or anything like that. When they asked me to join, they were just like, we like you, you're our friend, join our Minecraft server, you know? And I was allowed to do that. I don't see any reason why things like that can't still happen. Last question that a lot of people had was, oh my God, what's happening to your merch? Because I do have merch stocked and we were just selling it off of the VShojo site. But now the VShojo site for my merch is closing Friday the 27th. It'll be done. You know, if you didn't get to get any of that and you're like, but I really wanted that thing. I don't know exactly what's going to happen yet. We're still talking about it. There's so many back end loose ends still being tied up as far as like small things like that go. I'll let you know when I know, here, Discord, Twitter, everywhere, once I know what's happening with it. But I'm going to be given some options and I'm going to choose, you know, what I feel like doing. If I take the merch myself, I just take it, I just have it. It will just be on a different link and that's it, in its own store. I might not, I don't know. I'm not sure yet. I probably will. We'll see. I'll keep you updated. That's all. Any updates related to anything in the future, I usually post on Discord first. You can ask questions in Discord. Mods will ping me and be like, hey, you know, what about this? So if you want a quick answer to anything, my Discord is the best spot to go to. Twitter, I will inform people. On here in this community tab, I will inform people. I'll just keep it updated. Yeah, if you care about any of that, if that's something you were worried about, that's where to go. And that is all. I want to say, I said this on stream, I want to say it again. This was a business decision. This didn't have anything to do with the members. This didn't have anything to do with anything that the business might have coming up, any specific decisions that they made. It wasn't like one thing or a specific thing that caused this. This was an overall, looking at everything in front of me, I wanted to make this decision kind of decision, right? If someone tries to point out something, they think it's this, they think it's that, and I didn't explicitly say it myself, they made it up. They made it up. Okay? Have a good one, and I will see you on stream.